Yeah, one of those ones again. It was like that other one that we did when you had the face. You're like, it was perfect. So let's jump into our one shot whiskey. Or one shot Wednesdays, whatever we're calling it. Eventually, we should just do this daily, and our full time job could just be drinking whiskey. That wouldn't be too bad. So I got myself a nice little legacy whiskey. Open up the bottle for the first time today, small batch brewed. So we'll taste that guy.
I still got my Gibson's Finest Rare, my birthday present to 40, so it's probably gonna last a couple calls. So
Yeah, maybe one or two. So, but it's not a bad whiskey. So I always like to try the whiskey without ice first, because then you get the real authenticity of it. So let's jump into our random question generator. And I know that I always pull them up ahead of time, but uh, I like this one. It's not the JL one like last time. That was kind of funny. What did you think was going to be amazing, but turned out to be horrible?
um first thing that came to mind was Parenthood, but just kidding. Love my kids.
I'm sure there's days that you wish there was a return policy, though.
Not quite a return policy, just maybe a warranty of some kind where they can fix and repair. But that's the joy of life, right? Is
Yeah,
continuing
fair.
to grow that way. Um, well, and the thing I love about kids is they're just a freaking mirror, right? It
Yeah.
just shows you all of your flaws and things that you screw up on, like right back at you. It's great. Um, what was the question again? There's a spoiler.
What did you think was going to be amazing, but turned out to be horrible?
Whoa. Working in a retail store. Did it for
Uh,
3 months and hated just about every part of it aside from the people. The people were great, had fun with them. Surprise, surprise, I love dealing with people, but
yeah.
yeah, the job itself sucked big time.
Hence why we are growing an agency. So that
Yeah,
way,
what else?
yeah.
That's
It's funny. Somebody asked me the question last week. With the agency, do you plan on just having enough so you can have a lifestyle agency? So that way you can just you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, sort of a thing, and have that lifestyle, or do you want to build it like with an office and a team? And I was like, both, except for I don't want the office. They're like, what? I'm like, love working from home, man. It's one of like it's so awesome. Doing it for 6 years. I mean, I've got shorts on and a t-shirt on right now. Like it's great. So um,
well, even in well, my side business right now is still running the magazines, right? And so I'm going and
yeah,
doing drop now, and I'm doing it in a t-shirt and shorts. And they're like, "Yeah, I thought you used to wear like dress clothes, like a suit jacket and stuff." I was like, "Yeah, I did, but I got into digital now, so it's t-shirt and shorts."
yeah, no, yeah, it. I was thinking that the other day. I was like, what am I gonna wear today when I was in the shower? And I was just like, I have all these dress shirts and these suits, and like I'm glad. Like I actually set up a goal at one point. I was actually like, it was like $100 away from hitting it, of like a shopping spree for suits, for like a new suit and a couple shirts. And after I went down that, and like it didn't hit the goal obviously, so I didn't go buy it. And now I'm kind of glad, because like I'm sitting here at working at home, and it's like a t-shirt all the time, and it's like maybe the odd day I might wear a dress shirt, but or like a button-up t-shirt. Ooh, getting fancy today. So
My favorite blazer that I have right now is a sweater. Like it's straight hoodie material with elbow patches, and yeah, it's I love it so much. It's so comfortable.
straight out of the '60s or what?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Actually, this random question, I actually kind of like this one. It's what are you absolutely determined to do?
Mhm.
And I think the answer is pretty self-explanatory on that one, and that's really build this agency, and build it to help businesses, not just ourselves. I mean, obviously that's one thing. The margins and the income that one can have, but when you genuinely help other businesses. That's actually one of my other shower thoughts that I had today was like, how, especially as we're going down this path. shortly of opening up our Facebook world and doing more content via our own personal brands on Facebook. I'm like, well, what if I'm starting to post like, hey, I bought a boat and a lake house. But the business owners, they honestly won't care how much money I make if they're also making a ton of money.
100%.
What are you going to show a picture of a boat and a lake house on your dream board?
No, someone was knocking at the door. So.
Oh yeah. Are they going to come and do a guest appearance?
No.
So actually, one thing I forgot to do was I forgot to set our timer. So I actually have no clue how long we've been talking for. So my bad. So this time we're going to do away with the Google Trends. I don't necessarily know if I want to keep chatting with that. So let's do our agency roundup and what we learned this last week. Learned or learnt? I don't know. Learned. Combine the both of them. So yeah, have fun with that one, transcriber. Man.
Well, and I mean, most exciting news I think for both of us this week is we hired a coach.
Yes.
Super pumped for that. And I think that's something that everyone needs to think about in business is, what shortcuts can you take to get to where you want to be? And more often than not, it's standing on the shoulders of others, right? Taking the knowledge that they've learned over the years and compress those decades into days and be able to learn, scale, and grow at a fraction of the cost. Like, yeah, it's big up front, but think about the cost that it would take to learn those lessons that they provide for you along the way. So I'm super pumped. Let's get started with our coach and really dive in and can really grow this thing. So it's all about impact. So
yeah, and it's judging by what he's done and how many people that he's impacted, it's going to be a fun ride. With it, it's something that I thought me personally I would never do because I don't really. I mean, usually whenever I post something on Facebook, I'm trying to clickbait to get responses. It's generally what I'm posting. I'm probably going to annoy some people on my friends list too of turning it into, a business weapon in a sense.
right.
But if they don't want it, you don't have to. They don't have to follow it, right? I think actually one of the agency roundup, one of the things that I learned. So man, our transcriber is going to hate us. So full disclosure for everyone who's still watching our nonsense at this point, we actually are transcribing all of these and we're putting it onto a blog on our website so we can actually put new content out there. And we have somebody that we've hired to transcribe our videos. So he'll have some fun with some of our words. He'll be like, "That's not English." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." It's Saskatchewanese. Forget where I was going to go with my agency roundup. Now I kind of went down a squirrel. With the whole content thing, watching one of the videos inside the private mastermind, the coach has a bunch of other people, like-minded individuals, and I'm actually super excited about the community that goes behind that, especially in the world that we live in, and I don't think necessarily just the world that we live in. I think for agencies it was even prior to, but how can you build a community around sorry, I'm writing that down and I can't write and talk at the same time apparently, but how can you build a community around what it is that you're doing and have a bunch of like-minded individuals together to be able to really take advantage of that? I mean, it's great because you and I chat daily and it kind of helps keep us on pace, but having a community of like-minded entrepreneurs who are all crushing it, scaling it, and growing it to be there is a huge thing. But with that video that was on yesterday that they did the Facebook Live within the group, of the content is you never know who's going to be on your friends list. Right. I was looking the other day. I mean, I have close to 1,000 people that are on my friends list on my Facebook, and I'm like, I think I know who they are, but deep down I probably don't. And so there could be somebody that could come out of that you don't want to ever prejudge. I mean, I already knew that you don't want to prejudge anyone anyways, especially from the sales component of things that we came from. But it's going to be neat to see the changes around that. So.
Well, and how many friends from high school or the sports team that you played on that have now started a business and we have no idea, right? Longer connected with them, right, and up to date on what's going on in their life. And so, yeah, I'm fascinated by, this Facebook takeover of just continuing to put out content and help people through our personal page, not just our business page, and just become the experts in our industry. So I'm
Yeah, 100%. I'm excited for it too. So I think that you most definitely need a new profile picture. But I was actually, you know what? I was reading an article this morning. When I was eating my breakfast, I did a Google search. I'm like, I don't really want to pay attention to the news right now, just with everything happening, around the world and in our neighbors and such down south. I'm like, what makes a good profile photo? And they actually say the left side of your face, I know it kind of looks right in the video, but this is my left side of my face, is actually more likable because the left side of your brain is the one that connects with the likability factor. So that's one thing I don't know. It was a scientific thing. I didn't read the scientific part of it, but so.
All right. So my new profile pic is just going to be straight. Yeah.
Straight sideways. I was thinking about that. I'm like, I'm just gonna, maybe I'll do like the thinking man sideways, but
that's already your pick. You got the GQ look, leaning against the tree, one leg up.
Yeah, that was actually from our engagement shoot. I was dicking around. I'm like, I was telling our photographer, I'm like, you know what, fuck it, let's give me a nice GQ shot. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm just going to lean against a tree or something and like do this like looking far away gazing post of like my model shoot. So if I ever want to have a career in modeling, I can just submit this in. And so of course, my now wife, my fiance at the time, was just shaking her head, rolling her eyes. Yeah, but you should see, I should try to find this really quickly. The photo that she got of our dog, our CEO. So I'll see if I can put it up on the screen. So
about us,
yeah, should add her in there. But this has got to be the photo that we're gonna have to use. Is that the one? I think it is. I just want to make sure that it's the right one before I share my screen over to it. But add her to the about me. So no, not the one. Anyways, you talk about something and I'll see if I can find it.
Well, one of the things I found interesting from that live chat yesterday was actually something that came up during the live call the day before that we were just having a little side conversation on, was all about adding value, and how to add value to someone even when they're not in the market to be purchasing from you right now. And so we talked about like, well, what kind of free resource can we come up with to hand out to people? So we're going to start to create that. But it like blew people's mind in the call yesterday, and I was like, we're on the right track.
Yeah.
Like we've got a great opportunity here to change a lot of people's lives and impact their business on a massive level, because not everyone's going to have the money to be able to hire someone out. But if you can give them a resource and they've got more time than money, so they can implement that resource, and it massively changes their business and their framework moving forward. Yeah, I'm super pumped to have that person reach back out 3 to 5 years down the road and say thank you. Like, yes. That's what I am super, super, super excited for.
Yeah, and that resource that you chatted about, I mean, I'm not going to divulge it here on our call because we still got a lot of work to do to put it into place. Yeah. But it's a super, super exciting thing to be able to have that on there. One edit that I just thought about now, because I was looking at myself in my picture here, and I was like, oh, I got my earbuds on. We have ordered microphones. Well, I've ordered a microphone. I don't know if you've ordered your microphone yet. So that way we'll be mic'd up and it'll be a little bit louder. So that way you don't have to strain to hear us. So thanks to my sister for that tip on that one. Here's the photo that I think we should have for our CEO. Is that particular one that came out of our photo shoot. Like, just look at that face, that pure determination to just absolutely give her shit. Pure drive. So, all right. Well, I think, I'm almost done my whiskey, but I don't know how your whiskey's doing.
No, I'm done too. I think it's just water now from the ice. So.
Perfect. I might actually have to, this whiskey has a little bit of a bite to it. I'm a preferential fan to the Canadian whiskeys. This is a Canadian whiskey made
Japanese.
in.
I highly enjoy a good Japanese whiskey as
Yeah,
well.
I was looking at some Japanese bottles that I'm like, hey, you know what? Those might be good. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to spend $60 on testing a bottle out. So if anybody is, one of the things that I know we chatted about, like, should we monetize this? And like, probably will. But how can we get free whiskey? It's like, just drink whiskey and talk and build a following, and then product placement. So Legacy Whiskey, if you happen to watch this, your whiskey's not bad. Send me another bottle. What was the one that I had? There was one that I had. I kept the top of it, and this was the top on the bottle was a moose.
Nice.
And it was actually it was $100 bottle of whiskey, so it should be pretty good. But it was probably some of the best whiskey that I've had. The only reason that we found that is so if you ever want to test a lot of whiskeys, I don't know if you guys have it there. What's the name of it? There's a restaurant here. It's a smokehouse, and they actually have 2 locations now. But they have smoked meat and whiskey. That's what they're known for. And so they have this massive board of like 250 different whiskeys that you can try. So if you ever go to a store and you're like, oh, that's $150 bottle of whiskey or $100 bottle of whiskey, like, do I really want to buy that? And you're like, I don't know if it's going to be good. Well, go try to find that somewhere, have a little sample of it, and then you write it down. And that's why I bought that bottle, because actually I tried it beforehand. And it was one of the ones where I could pour a full glass like this and drink it no ice straight on the rocks. And that to me is the measure of a good spirit. So be able to drink your straight no ice.
Quality it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I learned that about tequila in Mexico too. You go down there and it's like, no. The stuff that we use to like cook with and light fires with, like, it's not drinkable. It's for cleaning products. Yeah.
Yeah. I came across a $6 Canadian bottle of tequila down there. That's what the locals were drinking on the beach. And so we picked up a bottle, and it was like for like $6 Canadian. I mean, it actually might have been like $3 Canadian. Come to think of it, was some of the best tequila that I've had.
Delicious.
Yeah. And it was just like a no name local brand that you buy and it was loaded in the grocery store.
It's so good.
Yeah. So maybe we'll have to switch to tequila one day, but still got a lot of whiskey to drink.
Whiskey Wednesday.
Yeah, just have a new spirit for every day of the week. So, all right, my friend.
Long Island Fridays.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we didn't ramble on and people are still watching at this point. So, and if you are, and this is on YouTube, I'll smash the subscribe button there, and we'll put more and more stuff out. If this is on Instagram and you haven't followed us, obviously follow us on Instagram. If this is on our personal pages, add us as a friend. Peace.